Alright guys, so that's the games done. So now, I'm going to have a couple of special guests to talk to you about the General AI Challenge. And yeah, thanks to everyone for coming tonight. Hello.
Hi Joel.
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Hi
All right.
everyone. Actually, it's funny because when Chandra was leaving, it was like, the door opened and he was like leaving a doctor.
Yeah,
and
thank
like
you to
saying
Indra.
next.
Yeah. Next, yeah. Right, we got to move over a bit to fit George.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
All right then. So, I bet. You do the introduction to yourself, I guess. Who you are. I mean, they're from Good AI, so that's the first point. But Olga, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm from Good AI. Where should I look? There?
Look into their eyes.
Okay, so I'm CEO of Good AI, so I take care of everything which is not directly doing research. I'm working with Good AI almost since beginnings, and I will probably tell a little bit more also about Good AI because maybe not all of the guests know.
No.
So I guess the most of the audience are fans of Keen, of our games, right?
Mm-hmm, that is correct.
And so Marek, our founder, he also had this dream since he was a child about building AI, building human-level intelligence. And this is why he started Good AI after the success of Space Engineers, Medieval Engineers, so he was able to fund his personal AI company. And that's how we started. Now we are about 20 researchers, engineers, programmers in a team from different countries from around the world. Actually, in Keen and Good AI altogether, it's about 17 nationalities, so pretty international. And so this is a brief introduction from me, George. And George is more known, I guess, than I in this community.
He needs a reminder, probably. They might not, but some of them will.
Yeah, I've been here in the company for like 3.5 years, since before Space Engineers were released. I was doing the PR for the games. Now I'm helping Good AI with PR and other things. So I suppose probably many of you have already seen some posts of mine of me on.
I mean, you probably should say your full name. This is George Mamakos, and you probably see that on the Steam forums. He used to post the Space Engineers updates, and you would have seen his username around, and he did Reddit IAMers and all that kind of stuff. So, yes. Mm-hmm. So Olga and George.
And Joel.
And me. I mean, I'm just doing what I normally do.
Okay.
We have a very nice background here.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're just. I guess. Well, yeah, this is just a lovely mountain range here. It's quite pretty.
So I will probably also
Just
make some introduction for the guests who are who came here because of Good AI and the challenge, and don't know that much about our games and Keen Software. Or maybe you can do it. It will be better at that.
Oh.
Okay, I will do.
Okay, just see if you can budge up a little bit, Olga, because
So what
George
we
is kind of cut off here.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit.
It's
It's a bit tight.
No. So let's get closer.
I'm not Drewy, I'm sorry.
He's not Drewy.
So someone asked me, I'm not Drewy.
We could get him on, yeah.
So what you see in the background is from Space Engineers,
Yes.
right? It's our iconic game developed in Keen Software House. And Keen Software House and Good AI, they are sister companies. And Marek, he's the founder of both. And his background is in game programming. He's a game programmer, self-taught game programmer. So basically, that's where the connection came from. Why, in the first place, we decided to appear here on Twitch all of a sudden and talk about Good AI because we're gonna launch this General AI Challenge on 15th of February, and basically, this is gonna be a big challenge which will run for a couple of years and maybe longer, but let's say for a couple of years we have this budget of $5 million that we will be giving out in prizes in different sub-challenges during those years. Marek and all of us, we do believe that there's a lot of talent inside the gaming community or like around the gaming community with people who are developing games or modding. So basically, as Marek,
basically looking for more Mareks. Looking for more Mareks.
you can say so. Maybe like different aspects of talent in this community. So that's why we think it will be really great if more people from gaming community accept the challenges that we will be announcing, and of course not only the gaming community. So welcome everyone.
Yes, welcome.
So
So you can see this is them.
You need to brief me a little bit about how the Twitch
how it works. This is Olga's
exactly.
first Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of tough for me to. For me, I just sit here and say and do weird things, and then the chat responds, and then I respond to the chat by doing more weird things. That tends to be how it goes. But Berit Kutke, he was the one who was excited about the challenge earlier. He was here from the start. I know, one of them.
Okay, nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just also wanted to add one more thing, that like we are going to have a number of different challenges within the challenge, and not all of them are going to be technical. So even if someone doesn't have knowledge of programming or has a very strong technical background, you can still, like, there are many people who are in the theoretical field of AI, and we are going to have some discussions about things that are, you know, happening in general AI, all this about ethics and all these things. So people who have an interest just in AI can also participate, say their opinion. We have a forum now live. You can visit it if you want, and you can check what is the discussion there. You can see all the updates. You can see everything. Actually, you can ask questions. So just to make it a little bit more clear, like, it doesn't mean that the challenge, like, we are not targeting only for people who have a hardcore knowledge of programming.
Here also there is a question about that. How much prior knowledge should you have to apply? It will all depend on the type of the type of challenge that we will be running within the series. So I will tell a little bit more about it. Basically, General AI Challenge is like an umbrella title for this series of challenges that we will be launching in upcoming years. So the first milestone challenge that we have in mind, and that we'll be launching on February 15th, will be about AI programming. I will get to that later. But then what we have also in mind, what we plan, is to launch sub-challenges dedicated to AI safety, for instance, road mapping different safety solutions or approaches, and also challenges or milestones dedicated to road mapping itself. So I might mention that at Good AI we do quite a lot of road mapping. We do, of course, we have our own R&D roadmap that we follow in the team and that we develop, and we also have a so-called futuristic roadmap, which I think we haven't published that one yet, but we are going to, and this is basically a roadmap of different possible future scenarios. What can go right, what can go wrong, what kind of future do we want to build, and how to get there faster. What can we do to get there faster? So basically outlining all those possible multiple futures. So for instance, one of the next milestone challenges can be dedicated to such type of research. So what kind of some kind of scenario mapping. So, and of course, regarding the programming of AI algorithms, we will be announcing different milestones or different sub-challenges that will be more and more complex. So the first one I mentioned, to elaborate on that, will be about what we call gradual in humans, and can be called in different ways, and many researchers call it learning to learn. So it's basically your ability to use to acquire the skills that can be useful for you to learn more and better, more effectively. So this is like very trivial. You can learn something. You can learn a language and use this to read books and learn physics, for instance. And this is not so trivial for machine intelligence, because, as we know, machine intelligence, or AI as we know it right now or today, it's usually something designed for one particular purpose and requires a lot of human engineering, optimization, exactly, to make it fulfill the purpose. And you cannot just place it to some other in front of some other task and let the the algorithm that is designed to play chess, to play, or engineer a video game. So generally, I would be something that will not have those limitations, and of course,
it will use other skills learned from other tasks to apply them to new tasks.
Exactly.
It won't be limited to one narrow function.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel, if you want, you can put the challenge website on the bottom.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can make a little walkthrough.
You think about this. Got to be careful I don't show anything weird, because my background's a bit weird.
I'm trying to follow the comments. Jesus. No, I just read the comment that the fourth guy on the left is creepy and nice.
Please. There was one thing I wanted to ask, guys. How many people who are here tonight actually have some background in programming, if they're programmers themselves? But also, anyone in the chat tonight actually have experience with AI? That could be even like game AI, but just artificial intelligence. I'm just wondering, maybe put an 07 in the chat if you do in fact have some experience in programming or AI. I'm fascinated.
This is a hand, right?
Yeah,
me. Good.
Programming but no AI. Okay, here we go.
This is actually one good opportunity to say that some people one of the missions that we want through the challenge is to activate more people to follow AI. And
what do you want to do about it?
I wanted to look.
Do you get the page up? Did you?
No. One of the questions.
What?
Not to forget.
You wanted to scroll up? I can scroll up. It's okay. I just had to alt tab out of it.
So a lot of people actually are doing it.
07, 07, 07, 07. This is great.
07 means.
That's like wave. Hello.
Okay, nice.
So there's tons of people.
Tons of people.
AI and
there was a question.
07, higher up.
Someone higher up, and someone was asking, are we kidding that 7 months or 6 months is not enough for building an AI?
Here we go.
There was a timeline.
This it.
Exactly. There's a timeline on the website saying that the first challenge is going to be for 6 months. I'll explain that. So of course, as I was giving those examples of what generally I can do.
A lot of people.
It's really it's not a task to be accomplished in 6 months. Although if someone actually does it, it would be amazing. I say nothing is impossible. So give it a shot. But actually, what we have in plan that the first milestone or the first challenge will be about. We are calling it a warm-up. So we believe that it will be solvable within 6 months because the tasks that we will present will be quite, I cannot say simple, but let's say the environment where they will be implemented will be relatively minimalistic and not noisy. So we believe that those tasks should... this first challenge can give us some first interesting prototypes that you can probably build upon in next stages.
In the next stages of the challenge, yeah.
Exactly, which will be more, which can be longer, which can be also with a higher monetary price. So basically, the warm up to start the challenge, the whole series with the warm up is also. We think it's a good idea also because we will get some feedback sooner and also feedback from participants in terms of how do they like the overall challenge, how it functions and how it goes and so on. And we think that this iterative approach to milestones is better, so we can actually improve. And
especially there's quite a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of people talking about my AI is on the state level of state machine. I'm looking at funding. Actually, surprisingly amount of people have programming, but even people who have AI experiences, actually, it's good to see.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Beric agrees the warm-up idea is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
What? Marek wants to teach AI that it is okay to punch people. It's kind of an old joke, because from when Marek used to do the Twitches, I think we were playing a game and he was like, how do I punch this guy? So it's like...
There's also a question, AI needs time. Yeah, for instance, what we believe in Good AI, actually what we are kind of working on in the team is this twofold approach to developing general AI. We believe that there's some part of it that needs to be programmed, coded, basically engineered by us, some kind of a DNA of general AI. And then there is a part, and then there is a skill set that gives the AI this particular ability to like act creatively, act inventively, and so on. So basically, common sense plus those human characteristics. And this skill set is something that you learn. So as children, are born with some DNA and some predisposition, ability to learn and to be taught. And we run them through curriculum, kind of. Yeah, we expose them to our culture, in the family, to schooling, and they gradually develop different abilities. And exactly, they can build on top of the previously learned abilities and so on. So we are aiming to do the same in our AI development. That's how we do it. So something needs to be programmed, and then you run it in. Like a specially designed curriculum for AI, where it acquires those missing abilities. So basically, the first stages in the challenge, or first milestones in the challenge, will be dedicated to this seed algorithm, or some kind of a DNA algorithm that will be able to then later develop more abilities. So this can, of course, take time, and also another challenges that we might run will be dedicated to developing those learning and training environments and tasks to teach AI the right skills, and especially, not especially, but also the skills which make AI human friendly. So the safety aspect needs to be also there. Yeah.
This one here from Aaron, I just submitted to stating this. And basically, the summary is: how does Good AI aim to do differently what others are doing elsewhere?
First, to those 25 years, it's hard to say. Yeah, really. But I would say that the best what we can do is to do our best to get there faster. Basically, the challenge is why we did it. Why we decided to start in the first place is to increase the chance that we will achieve it faster, to focus others also on what we believe are the right problems to focus on, to incentivize people to work on this. So maybe if more people agree what are the right problems to work on and start working on them actively, then maybe we can decrease this number of years. And for instance, at Good AI we have a clock or a watch.
On the TV, a countdown timer.
Yeah, a countdown timer.
So there's the deadline.
Which says 10 years. So this is our personal aim, and maybe it can be even sooner. What was the second part of the question?
It wasn't. It was just how what does Good AI is planning to do differently?
Differently.
Differently to other people.
I would say that there are many similarities, or I would say there's a lot of agreement of what needs to be done. I would say conceptually in the AI field, or at least that's how I see it. Maybe different people prefer different methods or explore different methods, but for instance, at the Neural Information Processing Systems Conference in December in Barcelona, for AI guys on Twitch, they know it for sure, but for non-AI, it's one of the biggest AI conferences. It's I think it was 6,000 people there this year. There was a lot of presentations and a lot of talk about these abilities like gradual learning, meta learning by AI. So many researchers are focusing on solving those topics, like human level kind of AI topics. So that's the question of differently. I think I have a feeling that we are kind of on the right track, and that maybe just a matter of pushing a little harder, or at least the best we can do right now.
One of the things I wasn't sure if you want to talk about is... go on, George, you might.
No, like there were some questions if you scroll.
Okay. One of the things I was going to say, I'm not sure if you wanted to... The team-based aspect of this. And if you want to talk about the teams.
This is one thing,
Definitely.
because
I knew that, I remember that one.
Some people were asking like if they are a programmer but they don't have the level of experience to they can cooperate and they can actually form a team and they can work together on the tasks that you will have for the challenge. So if you have any friends who are actually more advanced in programming, or they have, I don't know, a different level of experience, then just you can like create a team and you can participate.
Or you can also post on our forum that you would like to form a team with someone, team up, so you can discuss it there. Yeah,
like you can actually invite people to create a team together, like people who you don't know.
So paste this link here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is the forums for the...
People have already posted it.
Oh, they've already posted it. This is the forums for... If you want to get involved in, again, the whole conversation about it, and I guess some of the people from Good AI also talk on that as well.
Yeah.
So you can speak to some of the people working at Good AI as well directly. It's great to see. There's lots of good points in the chat, guys. It's great. Keep it coming.
I like that comment that genetic algorithms will find an answer, but maybe not the best, and it's very time consuming. I remember we also had a discussions in the team, and like time consuming is, it's an issue. But anyways, I wouldn't say, for instance, that in our team at Good AI we are fans or like haters of some particular of some particular methods.
Methods.
Because, for instance, even within the team, there are different groups who have their own preferred methods. One of the teams is more into biologically inspired approach. Another team is more into kind of program induction approach.
It's begun. The AI has taken over. Yeah, F5 now, guys. Sky. Oh man, yeah.
Then there's a question about AI safety and if it's decades away and blah blah blah. Well, we are in touch with major safety groups, and I think that when the time comes and we have more advanced prototypes, we will be, I hope, more closely cooperating, like on concrete, code. But right now. We are concerned about it as well, and just doing our best to keep all those things in mind. Skynet.
Everybody has an obsession with Skynet when they hear about.
I know, it's true. It's I think when
because the movie is very good.
Yeah, I know, it's true. Well, I mean,
the movie is like 20 years older, so even more.
Well, within Good AI, there's the Arnold simulator, and I'm right in saying that it was called Arnold Simulator for a reason, right? Somebody someone here is a fan of Arnie,
of a certain
Arnie.
But the Terminator, he's in the end he's a good guy. So that's just a small internal joke that we have in the team. But
the Skynet American nickname, yeah. And there's actually, if you came to the Good AI offices, there's a surprising amount of Terminator posters around the office. I count at least three Terminator posters in the office in the Good AI.
Joel, I'm not sure if this is not damaging our PR.
Am I kidding?
Someone is asking if we are funding other
AGI
companies
People
directly.
Direct, AI company. Okay.
Well, this is something that you can contact us directly and we can discuss. We are not announcing that we are funding, but we are not close to cooperations.
Yeah, we are generally
So, yeah.
open to cooperation.
Uh-huh.
We are not directly funding anyone right now, but the people working with us are working in our team. So if it answers the question.
Yeah.
And yes, hiring, yes.
Is Good AI hiring?
Hiring.
Yes, we are.
It's basically,
yes.
we're always open to get someone on board if there's a synergy, between our views and approaches. So I guess the question is about autonomous cars and what kind of AI they use. Well, right now they use specialized AI for autonomous cars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's again, for instance, with autonomous cars, you get to see a lot of what actually they can do, right? But you don't see much of what they cannot do. And some of those failures that we have seen, like what they actually cannot do yet, is something which is again trivial for humans. So of course, if we put some more advanced AI into a car, it will be safer, probably much easier to kind of set this car up and so on. But yeah, we need general AI for that. So
somebody said, "Okay, I've emailed you." I don't.
Yeah, it's Rob who was asking about the funding part.
Ah, okay. Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Very
Thank you.
cool.
So we will get back to this question for you.
How many experience?
How many experience?
How much experience does someone need to be helpful?
We have some job postings on the Good AI webpage, so you can take a look on the basic profile that we have in mind. Of course, nothing is universal, and usually we send out our framework document to the candidates, or a task based on this framework document, so they can share their ideas in a very it's like a very liberal, or it's an open question kind of task. So we basically see if there's some synergy in how we see the approach towards research, and whether we can cooperate on something in common. So yeah. What about open source?
There is a question, about open source. What exactly about open source?
What about open
AI,
source? Yeah.
We already have Brain Simulator, which is open source.
Mm-hmm.
And about the open source and the challenge. So the solutions that will be developed in the challenge, it's up to participants if they want to open source them or not. So they should be able to kind of provide the access to their solutions to us as organizers, so we can evaluate them. And if you win, then you should be able to share your solution with us on a non-exclusive basis. So for instance, if you're an AI startup and you're developing some kind of solution and you want to take part also in the challenge, you can do it. And you can only you don't have to give us exclusive rights to use what you have developed. Yeah, so you can continue with your own research, and we can also use your algorithms in our research. Or if you open source it with the community, that is even more welcomed.
There's an interesting
but
point
not necessary. It's up to participants.
here. Is it really the right approach to create AI after the human way of thinking and learning? Surely we currently know what that way the best. Probably we only know that way, but since the human isn't perfect, even not the best, wouldn't it be better to work out a new way of learning which would better suit a binary-based living form? So, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, but it's a good question. Actually, there is different questions in one, but about the human way of thinking and learning. I would just clarify that basically we use human as a reference, as kind of a reference intelligence that we have, and this is probably the only one we have a slightly good idea about how what it is and what it consists of, and at least like most researched one. And most advanced. So this is kind of a reference point. But and there was also another question, a funny one, about what if you like piss the car off, right? But and again, it's connected to this. So we don't want to create another human or another living form or another like superior being. This is not the goal. The goal is to create a tool which is basically intelligence, intelligent machine, or like a more intelligent computer that will help you, that will aid you, that will be your continuation. Like your smartphone today is kind of your second brain. You can Google everything, you don't have to remember it, you can easily access all the information, and this is something but much like more steps higher, more steps further. And if we need it or not, well, our personal goal would be, of course, to use it to discover all the secrets of the universe, to understand the world, and also would be good not to die eventually. So yeah, I think with
at least not in one form. There's more than one.
Yeah, and also to the form I can add later that basically, yeah. So this is why we think current intelligence is just not enough. Maybe it is, but it would take many years to solve some of the problems I mentioned, like aging, for instance, or understanding some of the laws of the universe and battling diseases and climate change and so on. So maybe if you develop one tool which can solve everything else, that would be much more effective. So yeah, and about the body, the physical body or the form, it's like I personally don't think there's much of a difference what kind of form you can take. We replace ourselves with different like implants, replacements, like hip implants, heart, like those pacemakers and so on. So these are kind of artificial things in us. So if it goes to another level and helps us be better humans and healthier, why not? I would opt for that. Yes, and exactly. This is basically how we envision it.
You have to say the question. You have to say the question first.
Why not to make an AI to solve the problem of AI? When we have the first AI, that is this DNA AI, and it will have some capabilities. One of the crucial things that we want to give it, and this is also mentioned in this challenge, in this first challenge that will start, is this ability to learn how to learn. So when you have this algorithm, it should be able to start improving itself and basically answering the question. It will be solving itself. It will be improving itself and help us solve the problem of AI. We actually believe that there is some kind of a balance of, if you want to create general AI or very advanced AI, you can either hard-code it, program it, or you can either have something very, very simple and teach it. But there's some kind of a balance between what needs to be programmed and what needs to be learned by AI. So we're trying to find our balance in our research. That's about it.
Loads of really good points there tonight.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, this is one, like, I see that there are many good comments and questions. These are things that you can openly discuss in our forum.
Yeah, definitely. Because it seems that there's...
Also to this, do you think that artificial intelligence will outlive humans as a species, and if it does, will it have any motives if there's no one to tell it what to do? This also, basically how we see it is that general AI or AI will be us. So we will improve ourselves with AI, and we will be just more evolved thanks to this technology, and maybe it will be this ultimate
It's
technology
about
that will
enhancing our own intelligence.
Exactly, and this will help us survive through many centuries, not being too dependent on this small planet Earth or another small planet Mars, but we will be able to actually do much more and be more protected as humanity.
My quote was good today in the space update video.
What was it about?
It was just, Earth is the cradle of humanity, but one cannot remain in the cradle forever.
Mm-hmm.
Good, see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And there was a question: how much computing power will it need to run? It depends on how you implement it, and very advanced AI probably need a lot of power, but we assume that when we will have this super intelligent AI, it will already also find ways how to generate this power cheaper, so this will be all another level of technology, another technological revolution. But as for instance, as for the challenge, we have a technological partner with us on board, Microsoft, and they're providing Microsoft Azure Cloud for the challenge participants. So even if you design a model which is too complex and requires a lot of horsepower and you just don't have it, so you can use it. And I think this is a very good way how to democratize AI research. And basically, I'm very happy that we have this opportunity on the challenge.
There are actually many companies lately who also have a very big background in gaming, like Intel and Nvidia.
Yeah.
Who are involved in AI now, and they are trying to create hardware which is
suited towards it. Yeah. Aimed towards it.
Yeah.
Of course, people were talking about Nvidia earlier, and that's probably one of the most obvious ones. And
absolutely,
they've come on leaps and bounds in the last. Even the last year, the amount of effort they're putting into AI it's quite incredible, really.
Marek, our CEO, CTO, we were last year in Amsterdam on one of the conferences from NVIDIA, and we really had a feeling that we are on an AI conference. We were not on a hardware conference, we were on an AI conference.
It was weird, wasn't it?
It was fantastic.
Because I saw pictures from it, and there's all this NVIDIA logos everywhere spinning, and you expect to see some reveal of a new graphics card or some new product, new NVIDIA Shield, but it was actually for AI, and it was kind of crazy.
So they're saying about themselves that they support this high demanding creative industries like AI, gaming. So and actually our champions in the challenge will have a chance to also win a special prize from our partner, from NVIDIA.
So you're all
that's a good one.
So you already got a couple of cool, big partners on board.
Yeah. We have. You can also show the challenge page.
It's okay.
It's mainly because
we already have agreed for a partnership with Microsoft and Nvidia. They are supporting us in different ways. Nvidia is also. I think we can announce it already.
Yes, sure. We
have
Wilson on board.
Yeah, Nvidia is going to provide some really high-end graphics card for the winner or for the winners.
And we also have, so we mentioned also Microsoft. We also have our friends from Japan, from Araya company, who are also working on general AI. So they act as local coordinators for Japan, and overloaded. Everybody's so interested that we lost connection. The AI has taken over. Exactly. Just kill the stream.
Hey guys, we're back now. Honestly, for people who are here for the first time, I'm streaming from the same PC that I stream from on Tuesdays, and I think if you watch those streams, you'll be familiar with this same issue on this particular PC, where it's getting overloaded. I don't know. I mean, what's bizarre about this is the fact that we're not doing anything. Normally it happens when I'm multitasking, opening links, but I'm literally just static, and it's still so. Gonna have to do some serious debugging. Oh, I just want to figure out the issue. But anyway, we're back, so we can just kind of carry on from where we were.
Yeah, we were talking about our partners and supporters.
Yeah, talking about the partners.
Yeah, so we mentioned Microsoft, NVIDIA, Araya. There's also Czech Technical University professors consulting us. We have Pavel Kordik on our advisory board also. There is Rework, which is an amazing event organization which is all passionate about breakthrough technologies like AI, and they're based in London. I think this where their headquarters is, but I think that their events are, if I'm not mistaken, all around the world. And actually, Marek took part in one of them last year, I think. So it's really great platform to bring together different thinkers. And also we have local partners from Slovakia, because Marek actually, he's from Slovakia, he's born in
So maybe we don't know
Slovak.
that actually. Well, people often forget that he's Slovak.
Yeah, we have a portal, Slovak Startup. It's a Medium, a news portal about covering startups and some emerging technologies. And also in Slovakia, 0100 campus. It's like a co-working and meetup space, for startups and for young entrepreneurs. And they're also acting as a local coordinator in case we will be having some event related to the challenge, so that people nearby can go and come there.
Yeah, this is a good question.
Will there be events for showcasing the progress on the challenge?
This is a good idea, actually. We can keep it in mind.
Yeah.
We will definitely going to have more in the future, so it can be one of them.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to answer some questions about the concerns whether people will be able to compute those models that they will be developing in the challenge. It all depends on the method they use, on what they use. For instance, you decided to get rid of the game.
Yes, because I think it was causing the problem. It's something to do with space engineers.
Yeah,
There's a CPU.
Space engineers. It was so beautiful.
There was a CPU issue bug, which apparently guys, that is known about. Then someone said, so just kind of going a bit off topic here, but that is good because that would explain the problem we're having.
So where I was about the computing power. So for instance, in our team, we're playing with some prototypes that do not require that much. Some of them do, some of them not. It depends on probably what stage you're in. So for instance, in this first challenge, you will probably be developing something relatively simple, and for this, as I mentioned, we are backed with our partners who can provide some power and so on. And we actually believe that it won't be probably an explosion that you will suddenly not be able to provide the computing power, but for instance, in our team we have these prototypes which are based on growing networks. So initially, the AI brain starts really small because it doesn't know much. It has just a few abilities, and as it learns, it also grows. So the topology grows, and also the need for the power, for the computing power, grows with it. But it's not exponential. It's guided by the way, what kind of learning environments are we exposing our agents to. So that's one of the possible views. Okay, so actually we're almost covered 1 hour. So I think
it's great.
I'm gonna be running in 10 minutes for some call.
That's cool.
If you want, George, you can also keep answering questions if there are some. But I also before I go, I wanted to walk through our timeline and our page. Maybe.
Okay. Do you want to do that so I could actually do that?
You can show it. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. There we go. So it's actually behind us here, and I should be able to
go to timeline page.
1 second, George. Just need to do this. Right. So we're on the General AI Challenge website here, and then we go to timeline.
Yeah, so you can see that in February we'll be launching this warm-up milestone, which will be for 6 months. Then we'll be evaluating for roughly 2 months the solutions, and all the details will be published. There will be a special sub-page here on our website with all the details, all the specifications, what do you need to do. There will be a link for downloading the tasks and so on. So you will be able to register, to fill the registration form. You will be able to register as individual or as a team, so you can start forming teams already, or you can do it when the challenge launches. And you can also submit more than one solution as part of more than one teams, for instance, unless they are really similar. So if you want to submit more than one, they need to be really different, like conceptually different somehow. And after that, so I think we as organizers, we will learn a lot during this first warm-up challenge, and we will add more more challenges on the go. So maybe we will also launch some challenge in parallel. So maybe some theoretical, the theoretical one. And as for the AI designing challenges, once we're finished with this first one, we will launch something which will be more difficult, probably more tasks in more difficult, more complex environments. But so we will give you more details on that later. Yeah, you can also see
You're gonna find
a little bit about us. Yeah, on the page. This is Marek, me and George.
On the stream, it looks like it's like Marek. Marek's changed a little bit.
You should have put this astronaut there. And then there's our advisory board. I can also briefly say something about them. We're very happy to have them all on board. Roman Jampolsky from University of Louisville, he's also involved with Machine Intelligence Research Institute, so he's involved in safety research. Jose, he's our friend also. He's involved in AI evaluation and measurement of AI, like on different tasks, and he's from the University of Valencia. Tomáš Mikolov, he's from Facebook AI Research, and he's also helping us with designing this first milestone challenge. Julian Togelius, who's from from New York University, and he's also has a lot of experience with AI, video game AI programming challenge, GVG AI challenge, so you can also check it out. Pavel Kordik, our advisor from Czech Technical University, our local friend here, and Alison from NVIDIA, also mentioned her already. I think she's also our great supporter and advisor. So yeah, I think it's a great group of people.
Again, you got the partners here as well.
Yeah, we already talked about them.
Cool.
So there are some ideas also for the future milestones. I think when you click on Get Involved, you will get there, and it scroll down, please. No, then timeline, I guess.
Timeline has some.
Yes.
Here,
yes.
This here, or just.
Here, you can see that we revealed a little bit about what are our plans with the next milestone challenges, but I think we're covering it. You need to
sorry. Oh yeah, I'm covering.
This one. Yes. So you can see that it's now open to discussion. So if you have anything to add, and I also already seen great ideas on the forum. If you have anything to add to this, you can share your challenge ideas.
I say the best place to do all this stuff. I mean, you can obviously, if you want to organise teams, I'm guessing you could organise them outside the forums. But if you don't have any friend or people who I guess if you want to form a team, the best place to go is the forums, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
There is already a space there where they can.
We can have a look at it now. I've linked it. Let's pop it. So here we go.
Yeah, will you stream more in further? We would love to. I mean, I would love to. Joel.
Yeah,
we can do. Yeah.
Olga, they seem to like you, so.
She's good at talking. To be fair, she could just replace me all the time.
No, I cannot replace Joel.
Yeah.
Joel is irreplaceable. And of course, we will be covering the challenge as it progresses, and maybe doing some FAQs, some ask me anything kind of things.
Together with Marek.
Yeah,
Next time.
and our researchers. We can also invite our researchers from the Good AI.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, so
good.
people can ask even more technical questions.
Exactly.
if they
So
want.
once we reveal the first milestone specifications, I think everybody will be more interested in more specific details about that. We can have a stream about that, definitely.
Let's say just out of fascination, guys. Out of who is here, just throw an 07 down in chat if you found tonight to be interesting and just kind of eye opening. Who's enjoyed it tonight? I'll see. Pressure's on. I mean, pressure. No, there's some delay. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay then.
Maybe if there was some question that we can still
Here we go.
answer for the
These are
last
all people
moment.
who've enjoyed the stream.
Oh, nice. Thank you so
Look at
much,
this.
guys.
That's all good.
And as I was mentioning at the beginning, Marek himself, and we all do believe that there's a lot of talent in this great community that we have. So please join. Please show us what you can do. Show us what you're capable of.
This is amazing, though.
Will humanity achieve digital immortality? Yes. I'm a firm believer that that we should. And what else can we do? We're so vulnerable, in this universe, which is huge.
That's a lot of people. I can't count roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. At least maybe 50 people at least. It's great. In our lifetime. We see it in our lifetime. Well, that's the...
There's a good question also. If a true AI is intended to reprogram, redesign itself continuously, how will it be prevented from making mistakes and rendering itself unstable, breaking itself? This is a good question for one of the milestones in the challenge that we will also be solving. An AI that extends our brain, yes. Okay, guys.
You gotta go.
I gotta go. I have some AI call.
Business calls.
And
there it is. Well, there we go. It goes right there. That was bang on 9. That guy there's keen.
So, guys,
Keen to talk some AI.
It was fantastic to talk to you. Maybe you can make sure that any question we didn't leave unanswered. And thanks.
So let's see some love in the chat for Olga for coming on today and talking. Thank you very much, Olga.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, good luck in there.
I'm looking on the chat.
All right.
So see you guys. Thank you.
Okay then. All right, we can.
All right. We can also talk about space now.
Well, we could actually talk a little bit about George because, I say, George in some ways he did part of. Look at that. That's great. Can you post a forum link?
Yeah, we need to have Olga more often here.
She's good at talking, isn't she?
Yeah.
Let me just see. Get that forum link for you guys. So if you want to discuss all this stuff that we've been doing, let me just see. Here is the... There we go. You can probably budge up. You can probably kick that chair out.
It's alright.
Oh, all right.
I'm not going to stay long.
Oh, right, okay.
So...
not the forum, sorry. But George was here, again, if you missed it earlier, he was here from the start of Space Engineers, before Space Engineers even started, and he was doing all the PR and posting the updates, and along with Drewy. It was always Drewy or George Mamakos. So yeah, it's good to have him here actually. Yeah. He dealt with a lot of Space Engineers stuff over the years. Yeah, actually, better than this, I don't know, you can either thank him for it or, swear at him for it, but George is actually the person responsible for me being here. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You thought we need some, I don't know how you found me, George, but yeah. Yeah. So I owe him a lot. Yeah.
I think talented people are always, floating.
Oh.
And you can find them easier.
Yeah. All right.
There are many good questions and comments actually, so this is a nice way to start, all this discussion. Okay.
So is there a Discord server? Oh, this is for Keen, I think. What's that one there, Greg? Is that for Discord, or is there a I don't think there's not a Discord server for Good AI. The challenges there.
It's Discourse, not Discord.
Discourse. I think. Oh, he wants it for the Keen. Okay, hold up. Let's all guys. If you want to find you can use this. The Keen Software House Discord. That will take you there as well. Now, Rotor. So look here. Let's create a team. Arid says, join me. So it looks like already there might be some people looking at creating a team together.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no Discord for the challenge. It's just the Keen Discord, but you're welcome to join.
Yeah. Well, actually, we were trying to think of some alternatives and some other options to have for, not just the forum, but also for places where people can discuss about, joining various teams. So if somebody has any other ideas, they can post them here or post them on the forum, and we can check them there. In general, not just about the forum, but if you have any ideas of how we can improve the website, the forum, the challenges, any type of ideas you have, just post them on the forum.
Because that's the whole thing about this, is you want it to be, you're trying to have it as open as possible. And there was some people earlier who were surprised that it's being so open, because most other competitions, it's all kind of done in secret, if you know what I mean, or at least you don't share your stuff until you. I think Barrett Cook was talking about it actually. Yeah. What about Trello? Trello's good.
Trello, yeah, we're using it, but internally for our tasks.
In Good AI?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Between me and Olga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. We will check the option about Discord for Good AI. Can be a good option.
Yeah,
actually.
it's not like it's aimed at games, but it doesn't have. But that could be in some ways work to an advantage in a way. But it's not limited. You can do whatever you want with it. It's simple to set up. I can help you set up if you like.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. I need to go as well.
Oh, okay. The opposite. Sorry, Barrett Cook. I thought I must have misread it. Actually, all competitions I found only accept open source submissions. So you were saying the opposite. This one also submits closed ID. Is that what you meant? I think. Sorry, I got it mixed up.
Yeah, I think Olga mentioned this already before. This is something that we are in between. Actually, we are discussing with our scientific advisory board. We want to have both options. If somebody wants to open source his solutions, he can freely do. If someone wants to keep them, privately, but anyway, we need to see them anyways. This can also be an option.
Yeah,
I think we are going to have both options open. So.
There's no more guests.
Yeah,
no.
We didn't say anything about closed source submissions or open. We have both options. Yeah, I suppose the comments are coming a little bit later than we talk.
Yeah, there's about at least 10 seconds, I think, between.
All right. Okay.
So do you want to close it off for now?
Yeah. Are you going to stay?
I don't know.
Who wants him to stay?
No, they don't want me to
That's-
stay. I mean,
I
I can't
raise
talk
your
anymore
hands.
about AI.
Not about the AI. You can continue playing or doing something.
Let's see here. If there's if you got any more questions, I think the best thing to do, like I say now, is to go over to those the challenge forums and carry on the discussion there. I said that the AI team also will be looking there, and George will be looking there. So if you want to talk more directly with the guys, then yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys, and it was really very nice. Actually, I was not expecting that we will have so many questions.
No, it's really good. It's really good.
And it's really good. Yeah. We hope to see you on the forum as well with your questions and recommendations. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, George, for coming.
Thank you guys.
George Mamakos, everybody. Let's see some love for him.
Bye.
Bye, man. I'll see you tomorrow.